So if you
Lovely.
could tell us your name and what you do and who you're representing on this
Of
conversation today.
course, absolutely. So I'm Abby Purser. I'm the founding director of Longcroft Luxury Cat Hotels in the UK. We've got 27 lovely cat hotels up and down the country.
So how does a person become a cat hotel founder?
Oh wow! They have a cat that they want looked after, and they go and look around and see the state of the industry and think, oh, I could do a bit better than this.
Yeah,
Yeah. So my background's British Equestrian Olympic Team.
okay.
On the saddle fitting side, so I used to look after our country's team horses, all their welfare in terms of their saddles and how they fitted them and how they performed. So that's kind of where my detail bit of animal welfare comes from. But yes, we were taking a family holiday, had a very common little rescue cat called Norman who needed looking after. Never used a cattery before, drove around one Sunday, looked at some and just thought, oh no, you're not going to stay there. So yeah, so here we are, 10 years later, and we've got 27 locations.
Wow. So
Yeah.
obviously there's a great need, and everything we're taught about cats, like, socially, culturally, is
Yeah.
that they're like these wild creatures that are
Yeah.
like need you, don't need you kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So did you find it difficult to get going? Did it just immediately take off?
Absolutely not. No, I mean it was a real risk. We opened in 2010, which was the middle of the middle of the recession, massive recession, and we were double the price of anybody else. I've just had a baby, so it was just like worst timing ever. Um, yeah, so no. I mean, my mum lent me the money to do the project because I was on maternity leave, so I was on really rubbish, statutory maternity pay, that kind of stuff. So and everybody did say to me, "Your God, you're crazy. You've given up your job. You've had a baby. You've just bought a new house. Your mortgage has doubled. You're mental." And I was like, "It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine." And I think the first Christmas, I've only got 6 rooms here at Longcroft Welling, and that's our model. We have a small number of suites that are beautifully clean but much larger accommodation. So we've got really high human to cat ratio. Um, Everybody came to see me. They wanted to view. They wanted to look and see what we've done. Everybody booked. They were just like, "Oh my God, we love this."
So you're
Um,
literally the crazy cat lady, like
we
literally.
we are the crazy cat lady, and I've got a tribe of crazy cat ladies now as
Yeah.
well. So yeah,
Yeah. So tell
absolutely.
me about your typical customer, because as I've been looking into like the life of cats and
Uh-huh.
stuff, you've got
Yeah,
these like, feral cats,
yeah,
pampered cats.
yeah.
What kind of cats is there like
Oh,
a trend like we're like, oh, of course it's gonna be this breed of cat.
yeah, no, literally, we have so the one end of the scale. I've got a doddery old lady that turns up in her larder that's going on a caravanning holiday that just loves her little rescue cat with one eye and no tail. And then we have clients, VIP clients that live in central London in hotels where they have one suite and their cats have another suite. And we send our chauffeur in to go and get them. So our high end clients, sometimes we don't even meet them, but we'll take loads of details on the cats, etc. So we know exactly what we're doing. We do get a lot of pedigrees just because we're very top end. We are the brand leader in the country. There's no one else really doing what we're doing to the level that we're doing it at. So we do get a lot of pedigrees, but they need special care. I mean, if you have a Persian, for instance, they need their eyes wiping, they need their coats, their undercoats brushing. They just cannot be left without any maintenance. So there is kind of the expert side of it as well, particularly for pedigrees.
So do you have experts around at all times, like, or do you give your staff training, or tell me how you cater to
Yeah,
these?
absolutely, because there isn't actually any training out there that's like our training. So you get basic animal husbandry training, but it's so much more than that. It's really looking into what different breeds need. Nutritionally, are they being taken care of? There's so many. For me, certainly coming from my horse background, it's always quite a holistic and rounded approach. So you take a look at everything. You look at their feet, you look at their nails, you look at their teeth. What are they eating? What are they doing for exercise? So all of this stuff we just do for cats.
And so how do the cats like get on? Because cats are territorial, right?
They
So
are. Mm-hmm.
do you ever have accidents or like any, what
No.
talk me through that
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah. So we're set up so that our cats can't see each other. Unless
Okay.
they go right to the top of their cat tree. So one of our suites typically will have a thermostatically controlled bedroom area, which is sort of kind of airtight. So it's super warm in the winter or super cool in the summer. And we can open the door to that. And it's got a cat flap in it. So our cats can go freely from their exercise area, which is ultimately like a catio, so they can sunbathe. They're not going to get wet though, it's all covered. We look after them. They can watch the birds, they can smell fresh air, and a lot of our indoor cats don't get that stimulation, so that's really great for their emotional well-being. And it's pretty harmonious, and mainly because our territory at Longcroft is neutral. So when cats are at home, even if you've got two cats in one home, they've always got their favourite chair, they've got their favourite human, they've got their favourite flavour of food, which they'll fight over. But when they're with us, it's like, oh, you're all neutral. We're not going to defend this because actually it doesn't belong to me at the moment. So that's another reason why they are quite harmonious and they can't see each other.
So do you have like do the pet owners have anything in common? Like do you find any common, like could you spot a cat hotel customer walking down the street, for example, go, oh yeah, she's one of our customers for sure?
No, they come in all different shapes and sizes, ages, gender, everything. No, absolutely not. No, I mean, as I said, you get my little old ladies that I love. They'll come in with their really old pussy cats, and they're rescue cats normally. And then we get people turn up in a Ferrari. And again, if they're turning up in a Ferrari, they may well have a little rescue cat with one eye that they've saved from somewhere. It's just, I think the core is just animal loving. That's it. Yeah, all of our owners are really responsible. They love their animals and they want the best for them.
What is your most high maintenance cat? Like, is it a breed? Is it like what makes it high maintenance? Is it the breed or the person?
It can be a combination of both. We do get owners that want to have video calls with us. So once they've settled in, can we have a video call? We have owners that want to, if they're going on holiday for a long time, they'll bring photographs of themselves and they'll pin it up in the suite so that they don't miss them. So we do get, it's a real emotional, not transaction, but it's a real emotional journey for somebody landing on Longcroft and going, oh my God, this is what I want. Then they'll call us and they'll have a chat with us, and we're warm and fluffy and expert, so they love us. And then they come to our hotels and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. They've got everything they need. You've thought of everything. And the most common thing people say to me is they're not going to want to come home. That's what they say.
And does that happen? Does that ever?
All the time. Yeah, all the time. Yeah. So we've got full height scratch posts in all of our suites, and they have these dens in them. And the dens are basically for, so when a cat arrives, if they haven't come to us before, they're quite nervous. So they have this natural progression of wanting to feel safe and having something over their heads so that they feel secure. And then they'll kind of migrate a little bit as they get to know us over the next few hours. So it does take them a while, but quite often we have to really get the treats out. And they see their cat carriers and they're like, oh no, I'm not finished with my all-inclusive holiday yet. Thank you very much.
Yes.
That feeling you've got, and you're in a lovely hotel and it's just like, oh my God, this is my last cocktail. I'm going to have to go back to washing and cleaning. That's what they're thinking.
Wonderful. Is there anything, because I'm just worrying about your time.
I've got to that 4. You're all right. You've
got time. You've got time. So what, outside of not having nowhere to put your own cat, what? Because I guess equestrian career
Yeah,
is good and busy and
yeah,
intensive and stuff,
yeah.
why, of all the creatures, why cats?
Why cats? I just think my commercial brain kicked in. There's business Abby, and there's there's welfare Abby.
Yeah.
I've got lots of different hats, but my commercial brain was screaming at me,
Mm.
because I knew all I wanted to do was create something that as a customer I would want.
Mm.
So I knew exactly what to do,
Mm.
and I did an absolute ton of research. I had to really learn about what behaviour in cats and what cats needed when they're away from home. I knew what the pain points were from an owner's point of view, because I've been there and done it and got the t-shirt. Know what I don't want. So yeah, I guess it that really just making what I wanted, and then other people would come and go, oh my god, this is exactly what we've been looking for. So I think it was just, I saw a massive gap in the market that really wasn't being served. um, and also, what catteries tend to do stereotypically is when they're fully booked, oh, let's put another 10 pens on. We don't call them pens at Longcroft, as are sweets. So let's have more capacity. Let's have more capacity. We don't do that. We're just like, no, we really, because all you're doing is diluting the care.
Mm.
And I knew I didn't want staff. I didn't want lots of different staff coming and going. I do have one person that helps me, but the continuity is there, so the cats get to know us. And our regulars, when they arrive, they're like, "Oh, it's you again." And you can just tell, they go up to their favourite spot. We've got their favourite treats there. It's just familiar and friendly, and you cannot do that if you've got 40 cats to look after.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when
Yeah,
you say us, like they know us, they're familiar with us,
yeah.
who's us? Who
The
is
customers
us?
and the cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, customers and cats. Yeah,
Yeah.
customers. I think again, it's a real
So is
emotion.
it you? Is it you like going from place to place?
No, no. So we have franchisees. So the only way, so ultimately, I opened in 2010 in the June. In the December, so Christmas, I've got 6 rooms, and I had 300 people that wanted to look after their cats. So I was like, I've got to try and scale this up somehow.
Yes.
Don't really know how. Haven't got another 60 grand to pump into Longcroft, which is what it cost us to do the original. So looked into franchising, thought about it for a while. Oh, don't know about that. Don't know if I trust anyone else with my baby. Being my business, it's like my 4th child. But funnily enough, one of my customers came to me, and I was looking after her cats, and she walked down my garden and she said, "Oh my god, I want your job." And I was like, well, do you know what? I actually can't cope with the amount of people that want me to look after my cats.
Yeah.
Do you really? And she was like, yeah, I really do. So we put a planning application in, and it just went from there, really. And that was our very first hotel owner, Jill, in St Albans. She retired after, I think, 11 or 12 years. So yeah, we keep in regular touch still, but that's how it happened. And then people, obviously, we're much larger now, and people know that we're very we're a good company to work for. We're genuine, that kind of stuff. We're successful, and they don't want something that looks a bit like a Longcroft. They want the Ritz. And we kind of give it to them. So it's quite empowering, really, for me to know that I can help somebody run their own business. We know exactly what to do. I know it's going to be successful. I know I can help them, particularly women, that have had a baby and are a little bit like, oh, I can only work part time, that kind of stuff, because Longcroft's very flexible. So it's quite empowering, knowing that I can do that for our team.
What are cat personalities like? So